But to me, the most serious lack, the thing we haven't got, and if you look over the political scene, of course, it's obscene, of all this thing we're talking about. Honor, nowhere. Now, what is a sense of honor? What would it be in architecture? What would it be in the building of buildings? What would it be in the living of a life? In a democracy, under freedom, not mistaking freedom, license for freedom, not mistaking individuality for personality, which is our great error, and which characterizes us as a mobocracy instead of a true democracy. Now, what would a sense of honor be, that sense of honor that could save us now? As science has mowed us down and we're lying ready to be raked over the brink, what could save us but a sense of honor? And what would that sense of honor be? Well, what is the honor of a brick? What would be an honor of a brick? A brick, wouldn't it? A good brick. What would be the honor of a board? It would be a good board, wouldn't it? What's the honor of a man? To be a true individual. To live up to his ideal of individuality rather than his sense of personality. Now, if we get that distinction straight in our minds, we'll be able to go on. We will last some time. If we don't get it, we might as well prepare for the brink we're going over. Now, I've been right about a good many things. That's the basis of a good deal of my arrogance. And it has a basis. That's one thing I can say for my arrogance. We can save ourselves. We're smart. We have a certain rat-like perspicacity. But we have the same courage, and that's what's the matter. I don't know of a more cowardly. Well, I'm getting too deep in here now, and I can't swear. Not tonight. But we are certainly a great brand of cowardice in America. We've let all our great opportunities to live a spiritual life with great interior strength and nobility of purpose and mind go by the board. Why? I've asked myself all these years, why? You've all seen it. I'm not telling you anything new. Churches, religion, what has it become? Philosophy, what is it? Education, what have you? Cowardice. What are the universities today? Overflowing with hungry minds and students. And yet, as I stand here now, I am perfectly willing to admit and to confess that it's not the fault of the universities. It's not the fault of education. None of this is the fault of the systems that exist among us. They're our own fault. We make these things what they are. We allow them to be as they are. We've got the kind of buildings we deserve. We've got the kind of cities that are coming to us. We did it. It came to us because we are what we are. and don't forget it. We talk about the highest standard of living the world has ever seen. We profess all these things, and we don't deliver. Now, why we don't isn't the fault of institutions. It isn't the fault of any class. It isn't the fault of the big boys that make the money and make the blunders. You know, the old sayings, we dislike them now because they're a reproach. We don't honor the people that really, the men who came over here with an ideal in their hearts and founded this basis, as they thought, for freedom. They couldn't foresee that by the way of sudden riches and these new scientific powers put into our hands, that we would be so soon degenerate. No. Well, now I think if we were to wake up and take a good look at ourselves, as ourselves, without trying to pass the buck, without trying to blame other people for what really is our own shortcoming and our own lack of character, we would be an example to the world that the world needs now. Well, it's enough, isn't it?